Have you ever wondered what the Japanese grocery store really look like? What Japanese people buy every day, varieties of fish and tofu, and what are those interesting ingredients on the shelf? Today I'm taking you to grocery shopping with me here in Nara, Japan. At the end, I will pick up some ingredients to make my favorite summer dessert, Warabimochi, covered with a lot of soybean powder, kinako, and kuromitsu. Let's go shopping! You have to stay home, Alex. This is the supermarket where I do most of my grocery shopping. It's inside of the department store, so many people assume it's expensive, but here's the secret. The prices are actually very reasonable, and then the selection, especially the vegetables, is incredible. One thing I really love is that this supermarket also has a depachika, the famous Japanese food hall. If you ever visited Osaka, you probably know Gogo Ichiho, right? Their pork bun smells always tempting, but today let's walk through them and head to the shopping area. These squid and octopus are already boiled, so all you have to do is slice and serve them. Here you'll find beautiful sashimi-grade cut of salmon and snapper fillet. And this section is dedicated to tuna. You can choose lean akami, medium fat chutoro, or fari otoro. And here's another Japanese gochiso, that means special treat, unagi, freshwater eel. I don't buy it today because Doyo no Ushi no Hi, that is the date we eat unagi, is coming soon, when many Japanese people traditionally eat unagi to stay energized during the summer. And now we are in my favorite section, the vegetables. Japanese cooking changes with the seasons, so I always shop based on what's the freshest and at its peak. Tomatoes are especially beautiful this time of the year, and some are called fruit tomato or sugar tomato because they are incredibly sweet. And summer daikon is a little sharper than winter daikon, so I usually use it for quick salad or shiomomi. Today, I found these beautiful Korean bell peppers, so they are definitely the pickup. And another of my favorite in summer is moroheya. When cooked, it becomes slippery and makes delicious soup or noodle dishes. And I also find some cute young turnips. I'll use this for shiomomi later. Young ginger has much gentler flavor than mature ginger, making it perfect for refreshing summer dishes. And these fresh edamame, they are only available for short season, and this particular variety is famous for its aroma, so I cannot pass through. Japanese summer is incomplete with shiso leaves. They are one of the signature flavor of Japanese summer. We also use myoga, Japanese ginger bulbs, as another refreshing garnish. And here is nagaimo, Japanese mountain yam. We often grate it and enjoy it raw. It goes so well with soba. The mushroom section is another favorite to keep your immune system strong. Shimeji, oyster mushroom, and nameko. Every fresh mushroom has its own texture and flavor. Japanese fruits is famous all around the world. These beautiful peaches, shine muscat grapes, melons, and mangoes are incredibly sweet. These premium cherries can cost nearly 10,000 yen. The meat section is simple, lots of beautifully prepared chicken, pork, and beef, already sliced stir-fries and hot pot. This is another section I never skip, tofu section. Japanese supermarket carries dozens of kinds of tofu. From tofu, silken tofu, and deep-fried tofu. Recently, there are even premium tofu products that make it resemble to uni, shirako, and foie gras. And this one says it's extra rich. When it eat cold, it's silky smooth, and when it eat warm, it typically melt in your mouth. So I'm curious, so let's try it. Now we are in the pantry section. You'll find red miso, white miso, yellow miso, and reduced salt versions, and dried seaweed and noodles. Here are kombu and katsuobushi, the foundation of dashi. Soy sauce comes in many varieties too, Outside Japan, kikoman is the most famous one, but here you can find unpasteurized soy sauce straight from the factory. So those should always be refrigerated to preserve their aroma. And we also have many kinds of vinegars. Rice vinegar is my favorite, but grain vinegar is excellent choice for everyday use. And these Hokkaido azuki beans are my favorite. I use them for fermented brown rice and homemade sweet red bean paste, anko. Now this is kuromitsu. Making it at home is not difficult, but getting the perfect consistency takes a practice. And here it is, Warabimochi. Now we have everything we need, so let's go home and cooking. First, prepare a container by dusting it generously with kinako, roasted soybean powder. This is my homemade kinako, but store-bought kinako works perfectly. Now let's make the warabimochi. Add the warabimochi into a pan. It comes in chunks, so pour the water and let it sit about 5 minutes to soften. Then, give it a stir to completely smooth. Add the sugar and place the pan over medium-high heat. At first, it looks just the cloudy water, but keep stirring gently. As it heats up, you will notice it starting to thicken. Once it begins to form a soft clump, reduce the heat to medium-low and continue stirring constantly. After a minute or so, the mixture becomes translucent. It may look already done, but keep cooking for another 1 minute or 2. This extra cooking time gives the warabimochi its signature smooth and chewy texture. When it looks glossy and silky like this, it's ready. Transfer it to prepared container. Dust the top with a little more kinako to prevent it from sticking. Let it cool slightly, cool enough to touch. Cut into bite-sized pieces. Coating each cut size with more kinako as you go. This keeps each piece from sticking together. Arrange the warabimochi on the serving plate. Then drizzle generously with kuromitsu. And look at that beautiful shine. Soft, chewy, and just the right amount of the sweetness. The nutty aroma of the kinako pairs perfectly with the deep caramel-like richness of the kuromitsu. This is exactly the kind of refreshing dessert I crave during the Japanese hot summer. I love serving it with a cup of chilled soba tea. It's such a simple combination, but it's incredibly satisfying. And here's one last tip. Don't worry about cleaning the pan. Just fill it with the water and let it soak for about 1 hour. The leftover warabimochi softens and comes right off, making cleanup easy. And thank you so much for coming grocery shopping with me today. And I will do more cooking from the I purchased today. And see you in the next video. Thank you for watching the video. Give me a big thumbs up and share the video with your friends and families. And consider subscribing if you don't want to miss any of my new videos. And follow me on the social media and tag me on your post if you give it a try. And join my happy eating group to share your food with me. And my store on Amazon has pretty much everything that I'm using in my video. And for more information, visit my website, princessbamboo.com. Thanks again, and I will see you soon. Bye!